just like Hamad mentioned last time, we would be talking about how we came up with the idea of Flarian. So really the idea goes back to about December 2011. Me and Hamad, I was completing my master's, Hamad was about to complete his undergraduate. We would be frequenting a lot of networking events where we would get a chance to meet a lot of potential recruiters, and hopefully we could strike a job position through these networking events. So oftentimes when we would be attending them, we would be carrying with us multiple portfolios of ours, some resumes, some cover letters, business cards, and all sorts of documents. Generally, we would have a complete package, which would essentially look like this, with a resume, like a patent of mine, a publication that I ended up completing by the end during my PhD, during my master's, and a CD of the sort of designs I had made for reference. And I would have multiple of these with me to hand out to recruiters I was particularly interested in. Now, at one particular occasion, I did come across someone who was very interested in my work. We striked a great conversation, and near the end of the conversation, the gentleman asked me if I could give some sort of a contact information so that they could carry on this discussion further. So I took out my business card and I took out my portfolio. I handed it to him, and he was like, "Okay, this is great. I'll take your business card, and what you could do after that is email me your resume, a cover letter, and your portfolio, as all attached in one email, and we could take it from there." And I was excited about that. As soon as I reached home, the first thing I did was log into my email account, and I started attaching the files. It turns out that the size of the files that I was attaching happened to be larger than the maximum limit of the email could really hold, and as a result of that, I was unable to send that email with my portfolio because of the fact that the capacity was less than the capacity I needed. So I went on to Hamad and I asked him, "Hamad, this is the problem. Could you help me out?" And then Hamad realized something, and Hamad, why don't you talk about that?
So Ali told me the story that he just told you, and I could see why he was frustrated, but at the same time I could also understand the recruiter's perspective about why he didn't accept the portfolio at that point in time. So we sat down and thought about this, and we realized it's a very fundamental problem in our society, not just in this particular instance, but the concept of conveying a large amount of information generally in a convenient manner. So we brainstormed a bit about this, and we thought about attaching some sort of storage device to a business card to hold more information, to hold your resume, your cover letter, and so on. So we created our first prototype just by taking a regular USB thumb drive, taking a business card, and
sort of just duct taping it together.
Just taping it together. You can do this at home. It's very easy. This was the first prototype of our product.
So yeah, this is how the first Flarian prototype looked like. It was a normal business card taped to a USB thumb drive. Now, of course, this was not really robust, and it wasn't very aesthetically pleasing. So we ended up using some complex softwares and some of our contacts to manufacture a prototype of a more superior design, which turned out to be our Flarian. Do you mind if I? So really, it's essentially the same thing. It's essentially a card with a normal USB sort of stuck together.
But it looks a lot more sleeker.
It's a sleeker, almost as thick as your credit card, and to it is attached a normal storage device that can connect to any computer's USB port. So it was a convenient design. You could easily carry it around.
So by having a business card like this, we could essentially replace that entire. We could use our business cards to replace bulky portfolios like this. And that was a light bulb moment, and that's how Flarian was born.
Thank you very much. Stay tuned for our next video.
And as always, if you have any questions, anything you would like us to discuss, feel free to send us an email at info@flarian.com.
Perfect.
See you next time.